Hi everyone. So I've had this channel for a while, but I've never really had much use for it because other than reviewing collectible containers for popcorn from the movies and a few bicycle trips that I've taken, I've never really had much to provide for content. But now I actually have a story. Anyway, so I am 55 years old. I'm a male to female transsexual, and before anybody starts getting into my comments about the teeth and stuff like that, yeah, I've got dentures, but I actually talk better with them out. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Anyway, like I said, 55-year-old male to female trans, and yeah, right now I'm not all made up or anything like that. It's toward the end of the night and I just felt like making a video. Anyway, my content from here on is mostly gonna have a lot about my cancer. Last November I went in to get a CT scan done of an area that was infected on my stomach, and they found two 6 centimeter masses, one on my right kidney and one on my lower spine on the L3 vertebrae. And it was actually eating into the spinal cord and getting into the sciatic nerve. And if anybody's had sciatic nerve pain damage before, you understand how painful that was. And I couldn't even get anybody to do surgery on my spine to take care of it until February of this year of 25. Anyway, yeah, so from November till February, I spent most of my time out of my mind on CBD gummies because that's all I could get here, and I had gabapentin and methocarbamol, but most of the time I just had to stay out of my mind as much as I could. The only thing I never resorted to was alcohol, surprisingly, of course. But yeah, so eventually in February I was able to get the surgery on my spine, and they removed that L3 vertebrae and replaced it with cement, and then he put 4 screws above it in the spine and 4 screws below it in the spine, and a good chunk of the pain went away eventually. They had me on 30 milligrams of morphine 3 times a day, which I'm still on. I'm actually down to 2 a day on the morphine, but I'm still on the gabapentin, still on the methocarbamol, and they also added a fentanyl patch. So yeah, if you ever want to know how to get good drugs, you're gonna have to get cancer apparently. Anyway, in June this year I was able to finally get the right kidney removed. It was so completely covered in cancer that it was more sensible to just remove the entire kidney itself. But it is stage 4 because it had started on the kidney and spread to the spine, and it's only stage 4 is what they call it when it starts spreading from one thing to another thing. And they gave me a prognosis of 3 to 5 years. The treatments that I'm getting, it's not chemotherapy, it's actually immunotherapy, and they're using Keytruda to inject me with. And I get an infusion of that once every 6 weeks. Takes about 30 minutes when I show up. And my next one is on the 12th of August, which will be my 3rd infusion session. I also got blasted with an intense radiation once in the area that they found all the cancer. And right now we're basically just doing the infusion and waiting till cancer shows up somewhere else big enough for them to see so they can cut it out. I recently went through a bout of headaches where I was having headaches for an entire week, and it was making me where I was dizzy and everything else. I didn't think I was just sick because I didn't feel any kind of way that you normally feel when you're just sick. So my doctor, the oncologist, I think the oncologist is what they call the cancer doctor. Anyway, yeah, so the cancer doctor got me did a stat order for a brain MRI with a contrast, and also a CT of the upper chest, abdomen, and pelvis. The brain MRI came out okay from what I could tell from reading the test results myself. And then I got the CT results back, and they found nodules of some kind in different lobes on my lungs. And I Googled the type of nodules that it found, and of course, yeah, I know Google's not the be-all, end-all of everything, but anyway, it said the nodules can be cancerous or benign, and I figure since I already got cancer, they're probably not benign. Anyway, so that's my story. That's where I'm going to start at. If I thought about it a long time ago, I probably would have started this channel topic back in the beginning, but at least the first video will get you all caught up on everything. When I had the spinal surgery, they ended up with that part getting infected, and I ended up in the hospital for about a week and a half, and turned out I was infected with MRSA. So it took that long for them to come up with an antibiotic that was strong enough to kill it. And so that's where I'm at right now. And we had to spend a bunch of money to get a new bed that was had an adjustable frame so that we could get me in positions that would help alleviate pain. I've got a wonderful spouse. She's been sticking with me through all this. We weren't even married when I got diagnosed, and she still wanted to get married. And she's also a male to female trans. Anyway, yeah, she knew about the cancer long before we ever got married, and still decided to go and marry me for some crazy reason. And we moved into a house together. And right now we're just trying to live our lives. I had to give up driving because I can't drive for very long in the car before I'm in too much pain from sitting there. It's different sitting on the passenger side. If I'm driving, I'm going from gas to brake, gas to brake, gas to brake, and I guess just since I can't sit in a one single position like I can when I'm in a passenger seat, that's what makes me get sore a lot quicker. Okay, keep pausing to take a break, but so anyway, this back here, that's my dog Lucky. Lucky, yeah, she perked up, and yeah, so we got Lucky to kind of sit with me and be a soothing little companion when I come back from cancer treatments and stuff. Yeah, so anyway, as I go through this cancer stuff, I'll post more updates on here and upload them. Anyway, and if I do have a GoFundMe, I'll put a link in each of one of my videos and stuff. But yeah, I've got a GoFundMe to, like, my insurance, I'll be honest, the insurance is actually paying for all of the cancer treatment and all of my pain meds and everything like that. But since I'm not doing anything now to help bring any extra income in, if anybody wants to chip into my GoFundMe just for other random general expenses, that would be phenomenal. Thanks. All right, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks. Bye-bye.